They say the eyes are the windows to the soul. That is the first lie you've been told about human behavior. The truth is, the face is the one part of the body we have spent our entire lives learning to manipulate. We practice our smiles, we mask our frustration, and we fake our confidence. If you're only looking at someone's face, you're reading a carefully edited script. But while the mouth is telling a lie, the rest of the body is screaming the truth. Within the next few minutes, I am going to show you how to peel back those layers. You're going to learn how to spot a lie before a word is spoken, why the most honest part of the human body is actually the furthest from the brain, and how to read anyone, from a total stranger to a business rival, at a single glance. If you've ever felt like someone was playing you, stay exactly where you are, because today you're getting the vision most people spend a lifetime trying to find. But before we dive into the specific signs, we have to address the mistake that destroys 99% of people who try to read others. It's called jumping to conclusions. You see someone cross their arms and you think they're closed off. You're wrong. They might just be cold. You see someone look away and you think they're lying. Wrong again. They might just be shy. To read someone professionally, you must master the baseline rule. This is their normal state when they are under zero pressure. How do they blink when they're calm? How do they sit when they're happy? Once you establish a person's baseline, every slight deviation, a tighter grip on a coffee cup, a sudden change in blinking rate, or a shift in posture becomes a massive red flag. Without the baseline, you're not reading people, you're just guessing. And in this world, guessing gets you ignored. Now, let's go to the part of the body that everyone ignores but professionals watch first, the feet. Evolutionarily, our feet are our most honest limbs. Millions of years ago, if our ancestors saw a predator, their feet reacted long before their brains could even process the fear. This instinct is still hardwired into our DNA. Next time you're in a conversation, stop looking at their smile and look at their shoes. If someone is talking to you, but their feet are pointed toward the exit, their brain has already checked out of the conversation. They are subconsciously planning their escape. Or imagine you approach two people talking. They turn their heads to greet you, but their feet stay pointed at each other. That is a clear, silent signal that you are an intruder. They don't want you there. The feet always point where the heart wants to go. This is the first layer of truth that no one can fake. But what happens when the feet aren't visible? We look at the torso, and specifically the vulnerable point. We all have an ancient survival instinct to protect our most critical areas, the neck and the stomach. When a person feels threatened, insecure, or even slightly uncomfortable, they will subconsciously perform what we call pacifying actions. Watch the base of the neck, specifically the hollow area at the center. When someone feels defensive, they will cover it. Women might play with a necklace or pull up a scarf. Men might adjust their tie or touch their chin. By touching the neck, the brain is actually trying to stimulate nerves that lower the heart rate. It is a biological attempt to calm down. If you see this happen right after you mention a specific topic or price point, you've just found their weakness. You've hit a nerve they didn't want you to find. This brings us to one of the most dangerous myths in body language: eye contact. You've probably been told that liars can't look you in the eyes. In reality, experienced liars will actually give you too much eye contact because they know you're looking for the sign. Instead of looking for honesty, look for cognitive load. When we are asked a difficult question that requires memory, our eyes move. If you ask someone what they did 3 years ago and they answer instantly while staring you dead in the eyes without moving a single muscle, they aren't remembering, they are reciting. They've rehearsed the answer. They aren't thinking, they are performing. Eye movement isn't a sign of lying, it's a sign of brain activity. If the movement doesn't match the question, something is hidden in the shadows. However, even with these signs, there is a golden rule you must never forget. I call it the cluster effect. In the world of high-stakes negotiation and professional intelligence, one sign is just a hint. Two signs are coincidence, but three signs are fact. This is where amateurs get it wrong. They see one foot shift and they scream, "Liar!" Don't be that person. Look for the trifecta. If someone touches their neck, shifts their feet toward the door, and suddenly crosses their arms, now you have a cluster of high stress. This is where the truth is hiding. You aren't just looking for signs, you are looking for patterns. Reading people is like learning a new language. At first, it's confusing and loud, but as you practice, the noise turns into music. You start to see the silent conversations happening all around you. You see the hidden power dynamics in a meeting, the silent attraction in a room, and the quiet desperation in a friend. Mastery of this skill doesn't just make you smarter, it makes you dangerous in the best way possible. You become the person who sees the world for what it really is, not what people want you to believe it is. But there is one final sign, a micro gesture that is so fast it happens in a fraction of a second. It is the only sign that is 100% impossible to hide because it is controlled by the limbic system, the most primitive part of our brain. If you miss it, you miss everything. But that is a deep dive for our next session.